Hiya, pals. Hi, pals, and welcome to the Disneyland Paris show. Here's your hosts, Lucy, Chris, and Hugh. Gosh. And now, Disneyland Paris news.
Walt's restaurant has had soft openings this week ahead of its 12th of April reopening.
A video tutorial of choreography for a flash mob has been released. The flash mob will be performed on Main Street for the 30th anniversary this Tuesday.
Tickets will no longer be available to purchase on the gate.
The release of a new book, The Art of Disneyland Paris, has been announced.
Fan favourite quick service Toad Hall has reopened this week, serving fish and chips wrapped in themed newspaper.
Concept art has been released for an Art Nouveau restaurant on the shores of the Walt Disney Studios lake.
Wow. News?
And do you know what else is in the news?
What else is in the news?
Mark flies to DLP a month today.
Yes, Mark.
I
That's
just saw in
exciting.
the chat as we were going on. This is exciting. Oh, Lucy's a little quiet, Chris.
Yes, I'm trying to figure that out. I was just about to say I'm bricking it a little bit today. It's where she's got a microphone, I think. So we'll just adjust your mic a little bit. See how you are there.
I do like to move my head around to express my enthusiasm, but it doesn't do much for the sound quality.
It's really quiet.
Is it?
Yeah. It's okay. We can fix it. There'll be a button pressed somewhere. There's a button pressed. There, you'll be really loud now.
Am I
Yeah, there we go. Back to normal.
good to go?
Hooray, you're good to go.
Ginger Fox is going in 71 days.
Yes, Ginger Fox.
Do you know how long it is till I go to Disneyland Paris?
How long?
I don't know because I haven't booked anything yet, but I will.
About 120 days for me.
soon.
Ish. 120-ish.
I think ours will be about the same, although we're going to try and not stalk you.
Oh.
But I think it's going to be a similar point in history because we are now at for me, it's the man of the hour has made it.
I'm just going to...
You're
Here
like
he
the
is.
white rabbit. You're always late.
I'm not always late.
We didn't put his chair in for him or anything. You've just broken the magic on the screen there by lifting a chair into your Phantom Manor Doom buggy.
I was just saying, while you get yourself sorted out, for our Walt Disney World trip, there's a certain number of days that is like maximum excitement. I mean, it's all exciting right from the beginning, isn't it? But for me, it's when you get a number that starts with 3 and a 2-digit number. I mean, not 300 and something. So we've just broken the 40 and we're on to 39 days now. And that feels just so exciting when it gets to 30. But we've had 3 cancelled within this 10 days, between 40 and 30 days. We've had 3 cancelled at that point. And we're really hopeful that this won't be the 4th time. I think they just come in 3s, don't they?
I'm on a 70-something streak on Wordle, and I figured I want to get to 100, but then I thought, well, if we go on a holiday before then it, I might forget to do it. But it's just before then.
And that's what matters, people, really. Can I also make another big news announcement?
What's that?
We have reached 750 subscribers on YouTube. I know it doesn't sound many when you watch channels that have got 4.3 million and stuff like that. But if anyone's ever started a YouTube channel, going from 0 to 1,000 is an absolute marathon, isn't it? You just can't get that bike pedaling at all. We hit the ground running, I think, on iTunes podcasts. That's not been the problem.
Yeah, no.
It's going on YouTube, but it's very exciting, and we're quite hopeful that we might reach 1,000 before we go to Florida, and that's important because we will be able to live stream from mobile devices if we do that.
How exciting will that be?
Exactly, which means that we can get out our phones in Animal Kingdom and go, look, big tree,
Nice.
giant Mickey, cinnamon roll, big tree.
Can I say something? I'm doing a lot of... I haven't done one of these for a while. It's a technology disclaimer coming in today. I'm doing a lot of these things on the fly at the moment. There's a horrible thing going on in the imagery today. The lighting's not very good in it. There's a lot of shadow, and I'm not quite sure why. It's very unusual. We don't normally have these issues, but I don't know.
It doesn't matter. We're still here. Our enthusiasm will carry over the fuzz.
We've all come in hot, I think, today. I think that's what it is.
We're coming in hot.
You see, I was very aware that you were doing technical things. That's why I was carrying on talking on several different.
So I've just been poking around. If you see me kind of leaning over everybody and moving things about, or if you hear me doing that, if you listen to the podcast, that's why I'm faffing about. I'm just faffing.
Cheryl says, I always recommend you to anyone I know who loves Disney. Thank you,
that's nice, Cheryl.
Do you know what else is exciting today? Everything is so exciting today, boys.
She's touching my leg.
It's going to be the first ever. I did. I touched both legs. I touched both equally.
That wasn't my leg.
Oh, heck. It's going to be the first ever podcast after party. And the after party is a new exclusive show we are doing just for Patreon members.
We've got a thing to the show.
Yeah, we do.
We've got a timer because we don't want to go overboard. So we're only going to do 15 minutes, but we need to make sure we can keep to 15 minutes. So we've got ourselves a little Mickey and Minnie. It's a Funko thing. Yeah. I think Funko timer.
Chris is holding up a little red egg timer.
We don't know what we're going to talk about.
Oven
And
timer.
we've kind of pre-decided that we don't know what we're going to talk about.
Yes.
I've got some things I want to talk about. I presume these boys do, but we don't know to each other what we're going to talk about. So we're just going to wing it. But it won't be Disneyland Paris based. I'm sure Disneyland Paris will come up because it is Disney, but it's going to be a general Disney discussion. So it might be Disney Plus, it might be Disney Bounding, it might be Disney Books, Disney Films. You don't know. We're going to chat some Disney. But for now, shall I get on to some news?
Yeah, do it.
Okay. Stuff's happening.
I just remembered stuff that I've got for later on.
Yay. Right, so Walt's restaurant has had its soft opening ahead of its 12th of April reopening. And I always said it was on the bucket list. I've never been to Walt's and I wanted to. The truth is, it was one of the posh restaurants and I wanted to go to it to be posh and, you know, it's nice. But having seen the photos that have been coming up on social media, well, it was yesterday, really. That's the first day that it was coming up. Yeah. It just looks idyllic.
Awful.
Oh,
all right.
Idyllic.
Okay.
I believe it's got 5 rooms that are themed to the 5 lands, but it's all quite Victoriana and it's very nostalgic based. It's very, you know, there's little details of Walt's life. There's photos of him in different places, and it honestly, it looks like a museum with very, very posh food.
Sounds good.
Doesn't it?
Kelfie says, big announcement Thursday, I think. There's a big announcement. Oh, also, Kelfie asked a question at the end of the last show that I want to come to later.
Ooh.
It was a very quick question. It was just a quick question, but I noticed it in the chat and we missed it at the time. So stay tuned for that, Kelfie.
The chats can sometimes be a few seconds behind us, which means that sometimes we we missed talking about that. But we'll try to get to you if we can. So I got a copy of the Walt's menu. And I know we've said before, we do love to talk through a menu, don't we? We do.
Didn't we do a whole feature on that once?
Yeah.
A whole episode.
Let's just talk through some menus.
Right, so again, I've done some pictures, but you told me to do them back to front, so I did, and they've ended up being front to back. Menu.
Oh, sorry. Right, so you've got a Walt menu, which is adults, and that is €42. Starter, main course and dessert. Wine included makes it €62. So basically your wine is €20. Or the Steamboat Willie menu. I quite like that. And that's for children aged 3 to 11, and that's €22. And you get a starter, main course, dessert and drink. So
reasonably priced.
It's kind of... It's posh food, people. It's posh food. I'm saying that in my best Yorkshire accent so you all understand that I exist solely on batter.
That's when they cut the carrots at a bit of an angle.
Yes.
That's posh.
And sprinkle parsley just on the edge of the plate. That's how you know it's posh.
Like it's been dropped on by accident.
Yes.
Or if you're American, cilantro.
Oh gosh, is it?
Is it? I think it is.
No, cilantro is something else, isn't it?
I'm not getting involved in this conversation.
I think parsley is
parsley. Oh no, I was thinking of coriander.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yes.
Right.
They look the same though, don't they?
So I'm going to quickly rattle this off. Tell me what you choose. Sweet corn soup with creme fraiche, smoked popcorn and pastrami.
That's all about the sweet corn.
I hate sweet corn.
Do you?
But, they haven't made this menu for me.
Can take or leave sweet corn, so I come between the two of you. But I'm interested by
One of
smoked
each.
popcorn and pastrami
Yeah.
in a sweet corn soup. That is quite a creative
I'd have a problem at the moment, you see,
dish
because
right there.
anything that's smoked flavour has the foul taste of Diet Pepsi to me at the moment because
you've
of
said
the whole
that.
COVID thing. So anything at all that's got a smoky, paprika, peppery flavour to it is horrible to me, which is a really nasty thing because I love smoky things and I love peppers. And here I am, I can't eat them.
Chocolate, mate. It's
Let's
only,
hope
it's
that
only
goes.
just getting better for me, is chocolate.
Yeah.
For like 3 months out, it was gross.
And I eat a lot of food that just tastes like scrambled eggs. There's certain foods that all taste the same. Don't know what it is. And then this is starters, by the way. I'm reading a chicken pot pie.
Chicken pot pie.
Chicken pot pie.
Oh, we love a pie.
A Waldorf salad with Roquefort and lemon. You see, Roquefort's the mouse out of Aristocats to me, but I am aware it's cheese. I'm aware. And lemon and thyme vinaigrette. A fruit slaw with carrot coulis.
Fruit slaw with carrot.
I think in this instance, I don't often choose a soup, but I'm so intrigued by it, I would choose a soup. Chris, what are you choosing?
Sweet corn.
Sweet corn.
I want sweet corn.
So we're both going for the soup. Hugh, what did you
pot
like?
pie sounds good though.
The pot pie.
Yeah, I'm
Chicken
going
pot
chicken
pie.
pot pie just because of the smokiness at the moment.
Okay,
Next time I'll have the sweet corn.
fair enough. Waldorf salad's got nuts in it. That might be quite interesting. I'd like that.
Waldorf salad reminds me of that Fawlty Towers episode where the guy asked for a Waldorf salad.
Oh,
And
that
he
one.
keeps not bringing it, and he keeps explaining what's in it.
Yeah.
That- yeah, there
Okay,
you go.
main course.
Just does.
Main course. Chili con carne.
Ooh, chili con carne.
This surprised me when I read this. I'm like, chili con carne at a posh Disneyland
But
Paris
it's deconstructed.
restaurant.
And all the ingredients are like laid out next to each other on the plate.
Tortilla chips, cheddar, and Insignia creme fraiche
Not
again.
true.
Red onion, coriander, that's cilantro, white rice, and kidney beans. I'm wondering,
Cilantro.
somebody tell me, do you think they're doing it by land? Because that feels like that might be Adventureland inspired.
Oh, I don't know.
Otherwise, it's an odd thing for a waltz. Roast chicken breast, mashed
I
sweet
didn't-
potatoes, green asparagus, pan-fried gem lettuce. That's the one I would choose.
Is it not inspired by his favourite foods? That's what I thought it was.
it
or
might.
something
Yes,
along those lines. I
because he
believe.
always used to have to take a can of chili in
There
his
you go.
suitcase, didn't it? I
you go.
remember that about Walt.
So I was going to ask if we thought it was inspired by The Office and the massive chili gets thrown all over the floor in that episode.
You can get socks. Have you seen the socks you can get that illustrate that?
Mac and cheese with
Mac and
pastrami
cheese.
and shiitake. Now, does anyone think they got a job lot of pastrami and had to get rid of it? So we've got all this pastrami. Can you think of a few dishes? Cajun spice, Arctic char, wild rice with corn, coriander, Insignia butter sauce. Thelma potato, vegetables and pepper coulis. I am going for the roast chicken on that. I'm being the boring person.
I like a bit of chili con carne. I'm going there, I think.
I've already had. Could I go double chicken?
I've had chili today.
That's like going double denim.
What's,
in the 80s, it was fine. These
What's
days,
Cajun spice
not so
Arctic
much.
char?
I
Is
think it.
Is it
Pork.
Yeah,
Well, that's what it would be if it was.
char
if it was
siu is a
Chinese,
pork
wouldn't it?
dish, isn't it?
Yeah, don't know.
I'm gonna go for chicken just to be on the safe side. No. Yes. 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 Yes.
It's like you're
Yes.
actually. It's like you're actually choosing. It's like
Yes.
the waiter's
It's
taking
important
us there.
stuff.
What did Chris say?
Chili.
Chili.
I've gone double chicken.
Desserts, lemon meringue pie. That's me.
That's it. I'm done. Don't read the rest.
Exactly, me too.
Keep them
Done.
coming. Keep them coming.
Pineapple upside down cake.
Oh no! Oh,
Flower Street Sundae. Don't know what that is. Warm giant chocolate chip and hazelnut cookie with caramel sauce, maple syrup, ice cream, and pecan nuts. Or a celebration cake.
What celebration cake?
White chocolate mousse, strawberry, and almond
Yes.
shortbread.
Yes, that one.
That one.
but so lemon meringue pie is my favourite pudding,
is
except
mine.
for pineapple upside down cake. So
Well,
I'm there with that.
Well, I
think.
tell you what. You
Arctic
get
char is fish,
No.
says Wits Wonderlust.
You get pineapple upside down cake, and,
Yes,
and I'll
and
get
we'll
the
split
lemon
it.
meringue pie, and we'll split it. Does
Are we
that
doing
sound
this
good?
when
Yeah.
we all go to Disney together?
Yeah, and you can't have any of mine.
Because Huey doesn't share food.
I don't. It's weird.
Fair enough.
Have you seen how low down we are in the seats, by the way?
Yeah, no,
I know.
I keep
Posture
I keep
guys.
sitting up.
You can also get a pin that's 16 euros, a Walt's restaurant 30th anniversary pin, but it's only available to people who dine there. Now, thing is, they know me to Disneyland Paris. And if the decor and the poshness and the menu wasn't enough to get me there, an exclusive pin will finish the job. That is getting me through the door quicker than anything else they can do.
Okay.
Yes.
Good for you.
They could, if they did an exclusive pin for people who dined at the Hyperion, I'd be there every blooming
Have we
meal.
seen this pin?
Yes, it's nice. Shall I find it for you?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, maybe
Well,
later.
let's-
If we got time.
Chris can talk about this book, and I'm going to find this pin.
I can't talk much about it because all I've seen of it is the fact that it was shared by one of you two on Twitter, asking whether I was excited or not, and I am excited. It looks like a concept art book around Disneyland Paris, and I think it's dual. It looked like it was dual language from the screenshots that I've seen of it. I think, but I can't guarantee that. But it is only screenshots at the moment. No idea what size it is, how much it costs, any of that sort of stuff. But I'm very excited for it because, hey, new book.
I don't believe there's news on how much it costs.
No.
And the only release date it's got is, what was the wording? Within the coming weeks.
Within
Something
the coming
really... Oh, expected in the next few weeks. But it's got a nice little blurb. Dive into the heart of the creation and evolution of the resort with over 300 photos, concepts and drawings by Imagineers and artists of the engineering department over its 30-year history. So it's named the 30 years. So I think even though it doesn't say so explicitly, I believe this is the 30th anniversary book,
Yeah.
which is what we expected. They did one for the 25th anniversary, but it was a big old blue 25 on the front. What they might have learned is that after the 25th anniversary, perhaps it didn't have a shelf life.
Yeah.
Whereas this appears to have a bit of a longer shelf life.
Sarah's asking what's on the children's menu.
Oh,
Ooh.
valid question.
Good question.
Well, it's a good job I left the menu on then, isn't
Because-
it? And didn't go back to the normal screen and that.
If it ain't chicken nuggets, our 7-year-old isn't eating it, basically. Do they have chicken nuggets?
And that's the same stuff.
They've got the sweet corn soup. They've got a little chicken pot pie.
chicken pot
Itty bitty pork pie.
Mickey grilled vegetable sandwich.
It's gonna be for Bonnie the chicken pot pie.
But we'd probably have to take the pastry off and pull the chicken out.
And she might have it. She might have it.
Province
She likes
chicken.
it. She likes a pork pie.
Main courses are chicken breast, one with the mashed sweet potato and chicken stew, mac and cheese, or mild spiced Arctic char. I think we would go for the mac and cheese.
That's funny. If they didn't put the mild spiced, if they didn't write it down, but it was mild spiced, then kids wouldn't know.
Arctic
But as
char
soon as
is
they see that, they're gonna have issue with it.
Arctic char is fish, says Caitlin and Wits Wanderlust.
Can I tell him that I said that like 5 minutes
just
ago?
leave
Yeah,
So it
sorry.
doesn't matter.
Sometimes I'm reading the chat, so I don't hear what you guys are saying.
Hugh, what do you think Jeffrey would order from this menu?
Well, sir, I do likes me some sweet corn soup, so I'll have that for my starter. And also request that they give me a bigger portion for my main, and for my pudding, I'll have it cold. So I'll have sweet corn soup 3 times, please. Oh, and to drink, some sweet corn delicious soup.
Great.
I'm really coming round to Jeffrey. He's a good egg. There it is, Huey.
Right, Lucy's showing me the Walt's pin. It's very nice. It's got the Walt's logo with the 30th,
Kind of cupping
the 30th
it.
anniversary next to it. It's nice. I'd prefer it without the 30th on it, to be honest. They just said Walt's, an American restaurant, Chicago, Illinois. I'm going to hold it up to the screen.
I think, and this picture is courtesy of DLP Report, by the way.
Ha 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 ha.
Yeah. I really like it, and I actually like the 30th because the logo is Mickey shaped. And
Actually,
it's kind
yeah.
of,
I
and
like it.
it goes with the other swirling patterns. Chris,
Yeah?
I need you to go to Walt's and I need you to get me that pin.
I'm not sure that's going to happen, Lucy.
Ah.
However,
I will just go myself then.
we have said we want to go to Shay's Remy, and the last few days on various different Facebook pages, I've read some not very good reviews of it. So I'm kind of wondering whether we should be going or not.
I'll be honest, I always said the food was very, very mediocre that I had. Really
interesting.
mediocre. However, the theming is brilliant. Like, brilliant. I mean, it's brilliant.
Well, we'll see, because there's some changes happening to our holiday anyway, so maybe we'll find a way to squeeze it in.
I think we might be talking about that
Well, we can talk
In
about
short-
it at some
in-
point, yeah.
in short time.
I'd be glad to.
Good. Now I need to talk about this though. They're doing a flash mob on Main Street for the 30th. Now, I think they don't like me. I think they wait to find out that I wasn't able to make it for the 30th. We couldn't get reservations. We were going to try and go. And then they just do something that's like so loosey based. I would be all over this. But then I think, is everybody going to have my attitude towards a flash mob?
Are flash mobs still a thing?
People on Twitter are turning against them.
Are they?
I've seen some things of people saying, can we just forget that flash mobs was ever a thing? People are kind of over them.
Yeah. We did one in Leeds City Centre once. It was really good.
You've done one at Edinburgh Fringe as well.
I have done one at Edinburgh Fringe.
Flash mob crazy.
Yes, Caitlin, you're right. Is it a flash mob if we know about it ahead of time?
Well, that's a
I'm
valid
with you
point,
on
but they want everyone to learn the choreography. Now, I would absolutely be doing that, like with bells on. I'd be up there giving it beans, but I don't think everyone would. I think people would get self-conscious. You get a lot of people standing back and leaning against the wall with their arms folded, going, nope, not doing that. And those people don't deserve Disney.
It would be happening to me just as I was trying to get somewhere quickly, and I'd go, oh, can I just, oh. And they'd be going, hey, we're having a great time with Mickey and friends.
Have you
guys, can I just squeeze by, please?
Have you seen that episode of Modern Family
Yes.
where he's been practicing it for ages?
yeah.
Yeah, and then
And he has to sit and watch it and just wants to join in.
Yeah.
Love that.
You cheated on me with a flash mob.
Could be a flash mob. Completely naked.
Ginger Fox says, when I last flashed, I got arrested. He got the same joke as you in there.
Oh, yeah.
Hugh, I have to say today, we went to a restaurant and they had a tree with some eggs hanging off it. And we said something about the tree with eggs, and the waitress went, oh, I know they don't exist in nature, but we just thought it'd be fun. And as she walked away, Hugh went, oh, it's an eggplant. And she didn't hear him, so he started to chase after her, going, eggplant!
I didn't chase after her. I called after her. I went, eggplant! And she didn't hear me. I was like,
no acknowledgement.
Please come back.
Pat him on his head for his
Please
joke.
come back.
Well done. Well done.
Hugh.
You. Okay. So, but I'm presuming there's going to be cast members will be learning it. This was the kind of thing they did for the 25th, and it makes me cry every time I think about it. All the cast members coming down flash mobbing. But this time they're inviting the public to join in with it as well. I presume there'll be performers and characters doing the flash mob. It just seems a bit of fun. I'm sure there's no pressure to join in if you want to stand back a bit. And if you're an extrovert like me, I'm sure you can kind of leapfrog a few children to get onto the stage.
And when is it?
On the 30th.
Is that it?
Yeah. The 12th of April.
Oh.
On Tuesday.
Right, okay.
For a big celebration.
I'm with you, okay.
DLP report did say...
Don't know what just happened then.
And I don't...
Did I ask a silly question?
I think you did. I think that
you said, when is it? And she just said the 30th.
The 30th.
And then she
Of
said...
April?
And then she said... 12th.
No, the
12th.
The 30th anniversary. This is the big
Yeah, but we've
thing,
been talking.
the
We've been
30th.
saying it's the 30th anniversary for weeks now.
Okay.
It gets really confusing.
The 12th of April. On the 12th of April. I'm sorry.
I had an out-of-body experience watching that.
It's DLP report did say, and I don't know if they were being a bit pithy and sarky or whether they mean it. They went, this is. Don't expect any other events this day, or this is the only event this day. And I don't know if they meant it or not, or if this is like the main centerpiece event, is everyone getting together to do a flash mob. But thing is, I think the whole point of these celebrations is they don't really advertise what they're gonna do. They're gonna bring out some surprise that day, I think. And because this flash mob is kind of pre-planned, I don't think this will be it. So my gut says, I'm not saying it'll be huge. It'll probably just be a speech.
You know, you're
Natasha
setting yourself up
Rothkowski.
here, don't you? After what happened for the 50th at Walt Disney World, you're
Yeah.
really setting yourself up for
Maybe they were being
absolutely
pithy.
Nothing.
But it's not for us to say, is it?
He's in that mood today, is he?
Well done.
Come on. Right, next.
Lauren agrees with me. She thinks flash mobs sound like great fun.
Yeah.
Yay. Right.
I'm glad I'm not going.
Fair enough. Tickets can no longer be purchased on the gates. Now, this is only really news because after the pandemic, it was tickets are temporarily unavailable on the gates, and it's because they were using the new reservation system. So technically, you couldn't reserve a place if you could buy on the gate, and so they had to do it that way. Now they've just removed the word temporarily and said tickets are not available for purchase at the gate. So we presume that they're like, this works, we're sticking with it. It says other than special rates, so I'm not entirely sure what that is. I suspect it's going to be things like carers. And because I don't think that you can get the companion vouchers. That's the wrong word. But you know the ones that annual pass holders get? Someone remind me what they're called. When you can take a friend. Bring a friend. I don't think you can get
Special
those.
friend ticket.
Special friend tickets. I don't think those can be purchased on the gate either. We need Patrick here to clarify all this, don't we? So all tickets, basically, are now to be bought online, purchased online, except annual passes. And the annual pass office is where it is.
It's where it's at.
Where it's
There
at.
we are.
Which is outside the studios now.
Yes, indeed.
Okay. Fan favourite quick service. Am I okay saying fan favourite for Toad Hall?
Well, it's never been open when I've been there, so it's not.
So it's not- it's
as
not
a
Chris'
fan, it's not my favourite.
It is notoriously patchy in its opening hours. It took us a while to get to it, didn't it? But I would say it's a fan favourite in our family, isn't it?
What is?
Toad Hall.
Yes.
The 30th. Whoa, dead air.
Sorry, I just saw the word Patrick and I thought, has he answered? But it was Caitlin saying he's off learning the flash mob choreo. He'll have
Toad
to.
Hall's special because it's never open. So the one time it was open and we got to eat in there, and it was dead. So we got in the conservatory all to ourselves.
We got in at like this sort of the 11:45 mark when it just opens
Yeah,
and
that's-
you beat the rush.
It's
And
a good time to eat
It's
lunch.
beautiful. It's an amazing thing. Anyway, they are only serving fish and chips and vegan fish and chips. That's all they're selling. And the vegan fish and chips is called tofish. So I
Tofish.
presume it is tofu,
Wow.
battered tofu, which doesn't sound too bad.
But
Tofu's
halloumi's
okay.
better. I'm
Toadfish.
just saying.
Halloumi
Battered
is-
halloumi is fantastic.
Yes, I agree.
Oh well.
But it might be halloumi, but they've called it tofish, which makes me think
Toadfish.
otherwise it'd be halloofish, wouldn't it?
Halloofish.
Halloofish. There's also Le Roule de Monsieur Toad, which is it's a Swiss roll with a chocolate toad head on top of it.
Fine.
Yeah.
I'll have
Yeah.
that.
It's a nicely coloured one as well, isn't it? It's quite colourful.
Yes, it is. It's like pink coloured.
Yeah.
Pink coloured with cream. No sign of chicken nuggets. Now I know for a fact the last time we went in, I had a chicken burger and Bonnie had chicken nuggets. So it's been so long since it's open, I can't remember the entire menu. But there must have been other options going on. I can't remember if there was a lot of other options or if those were the only options. But now they've gone down to the fish and chips only. But they're serving it in printed paper that's kind of a newspaper, and it's all themed with like Mr. Toad steals car or whatever. It looks quite fun.
Mark says average fish and chips, to be honest.
Well,
But then
we
also in the
we
chat-
didn't have the fish and chips when we went.
No. Also in the chat is Patrick.
Taking a break from learning the flash mob.
Thank you, Patrick.
Patrick.
Disabled tickets, carers, military discounts, and annual pass holders privilege tickets. I was wrong. I thought they weren't available on the door. Glad you're here, Patrick. Thank you. We love you, Patrick. Thank you. Thank you. Right. Concept art has been. Here you go, Chris. You can do your buttons now.
Oh, okay.
Concept art has been released
pressure.
for an Art Nouveau restaurant on the shores of Walt Disney Studios Lake. Now you're all going to be saying, what Walt Disney Studios Lake? The one that's not built yet. The one that's part of the expansion that they're planning on building. So it's going to be a 250-seat character restaurant. Ooh. We don't know yet what characters, if it's going to be themed to particular things.
Atlantis.
That looks like
Yes.
it could be a good Tiana theme, don't
The
you
Wild.
think? I think that would be amazing
Oh, yeah.
if that was Tiana's place.
That would be a bit out of place in the studios, though, wouldn't it?
Would it?
Oh, I suppose if the Frozen stuff's there, maybe it wouldn't.
If they're
It
going for
does
that-
seem a little bit. Everything's all Pixar and Marvel and things. I don't know. don't know. Maybe it doesn't.
I just need to clarify this because it's important. People look to us for advice, believe it or not. Patrick has just clarified privileged tickets need to be reserved online but are collected at the gate.
Ah.
Right. Yeah. Sorry. And then I wasn't listening to what you said. You think going around the lake with the theme?
Well, Frozen's a bit tenuous to be in studios, but because it's a franchise, I kind of understand it. But I'd be surprised if it was Tiana, because
I think
isn't.
Just from what they're doing at Hollywood Studios in Florida and what they seem to be doing in Paris, they're kind of abandoning this working studio idea. It's just dead in the water, isn't it? And they're going for, it's basically franchise land. So they're doing little pocket lands, really heavily focused towards franchises. And I think just because of the nature of Princess and the Frog, I think a 250-seat restaurant, if maybe the gardens around it and the seating in front of it is themed, that would be enough to constitute a bit of a land. Do you have the map to show us where it is? So it took me a while of squinting at this because it seems all out of
Very
scale.
colourful, isn't it?
But the big blue thing in the middle is the water. And then it's kind of eating up that top quarter there. So that is a big patch compared to, like if you look at it in quarters, it is almost a quarter of the lake. So I think that could easily be a themed land in itself. They haven't confirmed this. All they've said is Art Nouveau.
This is DLP report image.
It is, courtesy of DLP report, this map.
Courtesy. We just took it.
Yeah. But we're promoting them because they are an exceptionally good Twitter account. I highly recommend.
It says here.
Yeah. So yeah, perhaps that's just occurred to me. Now the groundwork has begun for Arundel, which will include a 40-metre tall snowy mountain, which is going to house an e-ticket attraction. And then they've got a village, which is going to have a shop, Nordic cuisine and meet and greets. So pretty standard stuff going on there.
Could be amazing, couldn't it?
Could be.
It could be amazing.
I think it will be. I think it will be. And then we know about this restaurant now, which is brand new information. But we've also heard something about the avenue that's going to go up down from Tower of Terror to the lake. And they've confirmed that it will have featured themed gardens, that's plural. So I'm hoping it will be something similar to the Gardens of Wonder that they've got going on in the hub at the moment. And an outdoor family attraction. This has been confirmed. It will feature an outdoor family attraction. So what are we thinking that might be? I am hoping for a walkthrough, honestly. I know that's not what people always think of. They want the rides, they want the e-tickets, they want something to come out of Imagineering that's going to blow the tiny minds.
How quickly can they Encanto this mother? Because surely that's what they need
That'll
to do.
be what they're thinking, isn't it?
Must be.
In fact, I would not be sad, tell me if I'm being blasphemous here, if they cancelled Galaxy's Edge and replaced it with Columbia, the Encanto town. Did the Encanto town have a name?
I mean, people love Encanto, but getting rid of Star Wars for it.
Do you know what it is?
There's not enough there to do as a world, is there?
Do you know what it is for me, though? It's foliage. It's greenery and foliage. That would really excite me.
They should make the Ewok village.
Yes.
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 Because this is all... Oh, Mark Chester's upset at me. I'm sorry. I'm weak in the force. Never.
Emma's saying she thinks there's still going to be a Galaxy's Edge. She's confident.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think we did actually get it. Was it at the D23 thing where it was mentioned and it's the first time it had been mentioned in ages?
It wasn't mentioned in name, was it? It was just mentioned, expansions were mentioned, but I think anything specific was mentioned.
I think it said 3 extra lands. Yeah. And so, there is going to be a land then.
Yeah.
Because for ages, like, oh no, they're going to cancel it.
I've nothing against it being an Encanto area.
If it's a new outdoor attraction, though,
not over Star Wars.
Well, it's just because they've got... There's 2 Star Wars lands in existence in the world already, and I really love it when Paris gets these unique things. I kind of think we're getting something here with Arundel, but Shanghai is getting it too. So it's like...
What could we get that was... what it'll be an Encanto-themed magic carpets of Agrabah type ride, because
Yeah, Dumbo.
there's a bit of a distance between, from there to where that is, and
Yeah.
there's only one ride like that in the
Yeah.
park at the moment. So that'd be my guess.
In all seriousness, though, I think it would be a very clever move of Disneyland Paris being in Europe to have a franchise that is based around Spanish speaking, because they have a lot of Spanish visitors.
Mm-hmm.
That's my thoughts.
Three Caballeros.
Oh, I have people who agree with me.
Yeah,
I have.
there's a bunch of detractors as well.
You
Well-
see, the detractors were quick on
Mark-
the button.
Mark says, and he's right, he says,
Mm-hmm.
I agree, Mark.
Very clear.
Claire says, I agree with you, Lucy. I don't care for Star Wars that much anymore, although that would mean they would lose money on the lightsabers and droids. That is true.
Come on.
Because it is
Stop,
a
come on,
land to
come on.
sell stuff.
Star Wars, come on.
We want Star Wars. We do want Star Wars.
I want Mos Eisley, please.
Yes.
I think
I
there was
just want Mos Eisley. I don't want any newfangled land.
Yes.
Kiki Mouse says she would love a villain's land. That is one of those ideas, Kiki, that has been coming and going for like 20 years. And whenever the idea of a fifth park comes up in Florida, they always say Villains Park, Villains Park. So who knows? Maybe one day.
Didn't you talk when we talked about what the other park could be? Wasn't that one of your suggestions?
It's a very established suggestion. I even think there's concept art for it out there somewhere, so I probably mentioned it. I think that we were wanting a garden, one that was entirely garden based, which I would
Like
love.
a nice lawn.
Yeah, we do like a nice lawn. Right, okay, so that comes to the end of our big news, but I've got a few extra things
Oh,
to talk about.
some tidbits.
Yeah, there's some more merchandise come out for the 30th. There's actually quite a bit more merchandise, but what I want to show you is this mini plush set.
Which isn't going to be the first
Oh, no,
picture.
hang
that
on,
I
just go
show-
back
Oh,
That was the original concept art, and we all looked at this structure that's circled there, going, what is that? It looks like a restaurant. It doesn't look Arundelian. What is it? I think that is the restaurant that we have now got an announcement about, but it's not there. It's round here a bit. Do you? Is
Arundel.
Sorry, listeners.
is your mouse able to point at things? Basically,
No.
it was meant to be right next to Arundel on the far side, up in the corner, on the right. But now it's more kind of behind Toy Story Land, I think.
Okay.
Okay.
In fact, on the diagram, you can see the tram tour going past its rear entrance. Can you see the trams?
Yes.
That's behind the restaurant.
Okay. There you go.
Thank you very much. Fabulous. Right, so this plush set.
It's not that
So
one,
we've
is
got
it?
a figurine. Look at this plush set. This is Minnie and Mickey in their themed outfits from each of the previous celebrations.
Oh, that's a good idea.
It's a
Yeah.
good idea, and it's one of those things I want, but I wouldn't buy because I know what a waste of space plushes are. And I feel awful putting plushes in cupboards because I think that they're real people, and I think that that's very, very cruel. So I always have to have them out on display, and then I remind myself I'm a grown woman, and this is not acceptable. However, I'm really drawn to this as an idea.
They could have done Nuimos and the outfits,
Oh, they should do.
but like the box is like a wardrobe and they're all hung up
oh,
on little coat hangers
Christopher.
made out of sandwich wraps, like I do.
Because I would buy that, because then I could dress
Yeah.
up my
Yeah.
existing Nuimos
Mhm.
and just then put the outfits in the cupboard, and I wouldn't be wasting things.
Yeah.
Great idea.
Thank you.
But it's 120 euros.
Oh, do you know what? That would have been my guess.
It's limited edition, and when they say limited, it's limited to 1,600, which is limited, but it seems like a lot, doesn't it? For an expensive thing like that, are there 1,600 people? There are 1,600 people who buy that.
Four people will go and buy them
Four scalpers.
in
Yes.
five shops, and they'll walk straight out and they'll all be on eBay.
Yes, exactly. And then that figurine that you
Pretenders.
just showed us. I'm so sorry. I always tell you
The
to put the
figurine.
photos.
The
in
order's
the wrong
completely
order.
wrong. I did exactly what you asked me to do.
I know. I know.
This is Mickey.
It's because I go by the seat of my pants.
This is Mickey holding out a top hat, a magician's style No, it's not magician.
And it
No,
lights
it's like
up,
a magician's top
and
hat.
it's about 30 centimetres tall, I believe, and it is €219.
Yeah.
Again, there are people who will buy this.
I
am not said people.
25 maybe euros like it.
Yeah.
Mate, at a push.
Yeah, I'm with you.
It's nice, but
Is it that big? Is it as, like compared to us on the screen? Is it that big?
No, I think
because then maybe it's
it's
worth
a
doing.
foot.
30 centimetres ish, I think.
30.
So it's
okay.
big.
Yeah. No. Not having it.
No. I agree, but I like that it exists for other people to buy with more surfaces in their house than I have. Yes. And Emma's saying, 219, what's it made of?
Love.
Yes.
Pure
It's
love.
made of Chapek's frozen tears. It has an LED in it. Andrew points out, well, that's
Just
worth,
the one.
Yeah, that's worth at least €4, isn't it?
We love a light emitting diode in this on this show.
Once again, the Mickey's mainline collection, which this time is the Mad Hatter's Teacups, has been given a 2-day head start at the annual pass holders storybook store. You know, this seems to be what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But while you're in there are other things they are selling that are more exciting. They are selling real targets from Buffalo Bills. I don't know how much for. They are used. They've got holes in them where arrows have been shot. That is the kind of memorabilia
That you would put in your cupboard with those plushies that you don't like to put away. 'Cause they're
I
human.
honestly would, if I was a little bit crazy millionaire, because I suspect this would be very expensive, but I would buy it and put it in the corner of my garden and let some...
Hugh's not letting you put.
You would let me put a
target.
target from Buffalo Bills in the corner of our garden. It'd look really quirky and rustic.
I'd have to see how it looked. Send me a picture. I'll Photoshop it in place, and I'll decide then.
He's doing that thing where he thinks we're real, like with the menus, you know, like before he commits to this on a podcast, he has to really think about it.
Yeah,
Okay.
guys, are we going to get around to that trip report stuff today?
Yes.
I'm
going to try.
And
I have to find it.
Can I spit this out really
there was
quickly?
another couple of things. Yeah.
You probably won't want to talk about it. Molly Brown's back.
Why would I want to talk about that? Listeners, she just shrugged at me.
Do you want to talk about that?
Yes, I'm glad it's back because it's a great feature. It's nice to have things moving around in the background. You know, it's just makes a place feel alive, baby.
It adds a kinetic element to what is
You know, there's a real energy to this place.
to what is the best vista in all of Disneyland Paris. You can keep your castle. No, I don't mean that castle. I'm sorry. I felt disloyal just saying that. But it's a very nice vista. And Nautilus and the Swiss Family Robinson cabin treehouse
What's it?
thing are both delayed their reopening. Well, they're down for refurbishment. They were meant to be reopening next week, I think, but they're delayed until the 31st of May. Just if you're going in the next month, you won't be able to go around Nautilus.
On my last video of us when we went there last summer, when we went up the treehouse, there was a little sign, and it's got these like little nails, but they've got like heart shapes or something on them. Mm-hmm. And one of them was loose, and I straightened it on my video. So that just goes to show you what a state that place is in. I just rotated it back the right way up.
What if closed for refurbishment just means loads of people going around doing this with nails? Just rotating nails.
Mm-hmm.
That's the job.
I did enjoy that. Be a very enjoyable little job.
You
that,
can't
wasn't
put a
it?
price on that stuff. Yeah, I'd like to just have a job where you went round and like your job wasn't, you know, it wasn't really written down what you did, but you just went round and just did little jobs and just made everything a bit better.
I loved when the whole place was locked down and they did a couple of videos showing like refurbishment on Main Street, and they were redoing the labels on cans and things, and they got a specific guy who was doing all these printings and getting these authentic labels, and they were showing how they did all that. Brilliant, loved it.
See, if I could be given a really menial job where, like, something like, you know, all the setup in the Swiss Family Robinsons, I imagine you have to clean it with a paintbrush because that's usually how they do these things. If they put me in one of those rooms and said, nice sunny day, and said, clean all this with a paintbrush, Lucy, they would shut off the cabin, no tourists, no one else. I could let my mind wander, might listen to a podcast, I know a good one if you want recommendations, and then just clean things with a paintbrush. That sounds like an amazing day.
Yeah, it would be good, wouldn't
Doesn't
it?
that sound good in the Swiss Family Robinson treehouse? With views. Right, we need to go on to some trip reports before I start exulting again.
I'll press my button then.
Audience Trip Roundup. Yeehaw.
Not so much this week, actually. There's a couple of things that have carried over from a few weeks ago. The first one is this. Now, you might remember a couple of weeks ago, Caitlin Jackson, who's in the chat at the moment, was in the airport waiting to travel to Europe.
Yep.
And the following day, through the post, I got a Christmas card from her. So you actually beat your Christmas card to Europe.
Wow.
Well done. So here it is. It's got some hedgehogs on it. It's quite kind of cute.
Ah.
And I just thought I'd read the message. Caitlin says, Dear 37 Disney Street pals, I'm a bit late sending my Christmas cards this year, as you can tell. So I hope you had a wonderful Christmas and best wishes for the new year. Thanks for bringing a little magic into every week. I hope 2022 brings you health, happiness, and a few DLP trips.
And it's got a Baltimore postmark.
It does, yeah.
That excites me so much when I see
Exotic.
foreign- Yeah, exotic postmarks.
And
I bet
aspirational.
you don't think that Baltimore postmarks are
Good morning, Baltimore.
exotic.
I had a massive smile on my face when this came through the post, and then I was very excited to bring it and show you, and I forgot it. And then I had COVID, and I couldn't bring it, and so there it is. Nice, that, isn't it?
Caitlin
nice.
says she's still working on a treatment report and she will send it soon. Yay,
Yes,
Caitlin,
Caitlin.
we can't wait.
Really can't wait. And speaking of trip reports, Hugh was put off talking about Laura Hartley's trip report last week.
Yeah, I want to give it, the space it deserved.
Yeah. So this is Lucas's girlfriend went to DLP a couple of weeks ago with her mum, and
We
her
just
mum.
clarify, Lucas is his 8-year-old son.
Lucas is my nearly 9-year-old son, and they've been dating since they were 3.
Oh,
Long term.
I know.
Very, very, very long. term.
Monogamous.
Now, there's not a lot here. She wrote it all mostly in bullet points, so I've then made it into shorter bullet points because there were a lot of them.
Yeah.
Basically, she says, these are a few tips that she gave. She said, buy your water, snacks, etc. from the shop in the train station. It's far cheaper than the park, and you can get 2 bottles of water for €3. So that's a top tip.
Yeah, it is. I would never consider leaving the gates and going to the train station and then going back through the gates.
It's good, isn't it?
I sound like I'm being sarcastic. I'm not. It wouldn't occur to me
No.
to go back into the real world to get some real world prices.
It is. I mean, it's worth it for the money, but it is a little bit grim. And the minute you leave Disney and go into that train station,
Second.
the world gets a little bit greyer.
Hold your breath while you do it, and you won't feel quite so bad. We've also heard from this from other people as well, but while the apps showing no availability for either Downtown Restaurant or the Manhattan Restaurant, she said, the concierge desk, they were able to book a table absolutely no problem at all for Downtown Restaurant. There seems to be quite a lot of
For a
people
table of
saying
2.
if you ring up Downtown, they're actually allowing bookings quite far into the year. So if you want to get in there, it's a good idea to ring up and book as early as possible, like before your 2 months if you can. Just get on the phone, ring them up.
That's a table of 2, which is probably a bit
easier
easy
anyway,
to squeeze in,
yeah.
but worth a try, worth an
Yeah.
ask. They're nice people. You can always ask. They're not going to laugh at you or say, "Hey, idiot, no, go away." Just ask. They're all nice about it. But walk up there just knowing, be like, guys, I know this is a bit cheeky, but is there any chance you could squeeze me and my family in?
Now, Laura paid for some fast pass type stuff.
Yep.
So the first thing she said was, the Lion King show was absolutely fantastic, but do not pay extra to reserve a seat. It cost €13.65 each. She said the theatre is huge and there was absolutely no need to book at all.
That hurts, man.
Yeah.
When you do that,
Yeah.
because you don't know until it,
It depends how
I
busy
think,
the place is on
it's
the day, doesn't
again,
it?
it's the queuing, not the getting the seat. Well, I just no, I just wouldn't for that one.
The thing for me is, now, I feel like I can avoid this show just because I'm going to see The Lion King next week, and I kind of figure I won't need to do
no.
something related to that again when we go to Disneyland. So.
I mean, it's brilliant, but you're right.
Yeah.
It's
Oh no,
very-
I'm sure it is.
It's within the same theme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else did she say? Disney Premier Access. For attractions that had long queue times, they paid for Premier Access. The cost varies across attractions, we know that. But we thought it was worth paying it since we had limited time and just didn't want to queue for up to an hour. So I think, again, because it's 2 of them, it's probably a little bit different because you're not paying for huge amounts of people. What's that face? Lucy's just pulled a huge bit of packaging glue off her can of Diet
No,
Coke.
out of
her
out
can of
of
Diet
it.
Coke.
I nearly drank it. That was in
There's
my
a thumb
can
in
of
a
Coke.
There's a thumb in a drink.
Could I get like
No.
millions in damages for that?
No.
No. Possibly a little bit of indigestion if you'd drunk
Okay.
it. Yeah, I guess if it's two of them paying for the Premier Access is not quite so bad. If it was the four of us, it's a little bit much, I think.
Yeah.
And then the last thing she said is, we talked about this the other week as well, Disney are being a bit cheeky and typically increasing prices on the majority of items, which can be clearly seen as new price stickers are over the old ones.
Yes. Yeah.
No one likes to see that.
No.
Stickers over stickers.
No. Unless it's
Exactly.
going the other way,
Well, yeah.
and then you feel quite smug about
Yeah,
it.
and then
don't
they,
you?
and then they can be an inch deep, as long as they're getting lower and lower.
Yeah.
Stacked up that high that they're an inch deep.
She also gave me this sandwich bag, right? And inside it, she's given me some things for us to give away at some point.
Oh, do we have to give them away? Because I want
We don't
that.
have to give them away. We can keep them for ourselves, but we had discussed doing a giveaway when we get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Yes.
So these could potentially be prizes that we give away if Lucy doesn't steal them. So the first one is a 30th keyring. It's got Mickey on it there with the 30
It's massive.
recognisable 30 sign in it. Yeah, it's quite weighty as well. Have a feel of that. Cop on that.
Yeah. Could kill a man with that.
And then there are a couple of 30th pin badges as well. Well,
Really,
not pin
button
badges, button
badges.
badges. Sorry, yeah, button badges. A couple of buttons. There you go. So that's good, isn't it?
Very
It's
nice.
Very nice. Lovely.
That's Lucy. Now I need not Lucy. That's Laura. Thank you. Now I need to go to my other thing because I didn't print anything out today. So we had an email from Carla Cascarini. She says, "Hey guys, long time podcaster, first time emailer. Haven't been to DLP since March 2019. I find myself looking for breaks every time I'm listening to an episode as it motivates me to go back, but I'm constantly knocked back at the ever increasing prices. I've always flown from Cardiff to CDG as it's roughly only a 50-minute flight, but currently there are no direct flights, so there's a 1-hour transfer in Amsterdam. Our last flight cost £32 each return, amazing, and we stayed in Newport Bay on half board for $400 for 3 nights. I can't justify that it would cost us nearly 4 times that price now to take 4 times longer to get there, and we wouldn't even have the fast passes, etc. Please, do you have any tips, advice, or just tell me I'm not on? Or just tell me I'm not on my own in the booking fear."
No, it's really grim because we've got our annual passes, and we've been teasing. Oh, we're gonna go then. We're gonna go for the March 25th. We're gonna go for the anniversary. It's getting a bit embarrassing now the amount of times we're saying it. But truth is that we got the annual passes in this confidence that we could drive there nice and cheap, or fly nice and cheap from Doncaster, which is quite close to us, and then stay off site and just have these really cheap, quick trips. And the truth of the matter is now Doncaster no longer fly to Paris because a lot happened during the pandemic, but a lot of the smaller airlines went under, Flybe being one of them, and Flybe is what we used to do. So, of course, not only does that option get taken away, which is the cheapest, but all the other prices go up because supply and demand now that the other airlines have gone down. So flying is now out of the budget. So we're back to driving, which is a time issue. And then the hotel prices, we were looking, I think I did book one and then I cancelled it for various reasons. But we booked one where we were going to stay in Santa Fe, and I'd got it for like £250 for 3 nights. Boom, boom, boom. It'll be nice. And now when I look at it, you're talking about £650. And the thing is, I love Santa Fe and I love Cheyenne. They are not £250 a night hotels. They're just not. They are B&Bs basically, maximum. The Premier Inn prices, or they should be. And you pay more because they're at Disney, but you don't pay that much more. And so we're getting to the point where these quick trips that we planned on taking, that we did take the year before the pandemic, we got our annual passes and that's what we did, wasn't it? We just kind of went, boom, let's go, yay. We can't take our quick trips anymore because even all the ancillary things of pricing us out. We will, guys, because we're not going to let these annual passes expire without using them at least once more. But
I think, like one of the options of that was, or am I just, can you just let me know that I'm not alone in this? And I think, there's not many more ways to save the money, is there now? Like, it's just becoming so expensive that, you're not alone. There's not much else you can do, is there?
Do you know, it goes quite nicely into the changes that I've made to my trip. So we decided all along, and you've heard me talk about this plenty of times, saying the drive is great. I enjoy the drive; it's fine, and we like the fact that we've got the boot there, so we can put anything that we want in there and all that stuff. But it now costs me £80 to fill my tank, as I'm sure is the same for a lot of you, and it costs around £110 to £120 each way to go on the Eurotunnel. So the other day I just thought I'm going to have a look at Eurostar and see what the crack is, and it was ridiculously expensive because they've started doing the straight to Disneyland ones again now, and it was coming in for the four of us at around £600, and I just thought I'll have a quick look and see what it is if we just went to Paris, and it came in at £266, which when you take into account the crossing, that just the crossing on Eurotunnel, it's the same price. So yes, we have to get down to London first before we go, but we can do Park on My Drive. If we can find a cheaper train ticket down there, then we'll do that as well. But suddenly something that used to be totally inaccessible to us from a cost point of view was affordable, and that's going to make a big difference, I think. But it has also meant that we've had to change our hotel plans for the Sunday. So the night before we were planning on, I can't remember where we'd booked somewhere just on the outskirts, but because we're now getting the train into Paris, and then we'll be getting the train from Paris to Disneyland, we needed something that was accessible from the train station there. So we've booked to stay at Magic Circus for one night because there's a shuttle bus, so we can get the shuttle bus out there.
Boys will like the rooms there as well.
Yeah, I think it'd be nice, and but it's costing us £160 or £170 for a night there, and we won't be arriving till 5 o'clock, so it's literally just a sleep in. But there wasn't anything cheaper.
I know it's school holidays, but £160 for a night at the Magic Circus, if you take it anywhere but Disneyland Paris, that hotel is not worth that price.
No.
You know, knowing what you pay for.
But you pay that in London, though, for a much worse hotel. So, it swings and roundabouts. I mean, ultimately, we're not spending any more. But when you talk about the idea that it's costing more and more and more, well, I just look back to the holiday that we originally booked. We were going for a week at the Disneyland Hotel with full board premiere with character dining, character breakfast every morning. You know, we could go and basically it was your unlimited pass to Disney for the week, and it was reasonably priced. I think it was £2,100 for 5 days, 4 nights, and it was really manageable. It was a once in a lifetime thing. We were always going to do it cheaper after that, and we've ended up spending roughly the same amount of money to stay in Sequoia now on half board. So it has definitely gone up in price, and you're not getting as much bang for your buck.
There's lots of people saying what the prices are and how they've done things in the chat. There's a lot of details, more than we can sort of read out at the moment. But if you are looking for, advice, just have a look in there. People are saying the B&B Magic. We loved the Magic Circus, didn't we?
Loved might be a bit strong.
Well, I mean,
it was all right. Yeah,
it's quite budget in a way, but
shuttle bus was good.
It's decorated in a quirky way. Yeah, which is what we like. Yeah.
I wish we were getting there earlier because there's a pool and the boys would have liked that. Sequoia Lodge, I don't know if it
does have a pool.
No, but it's shut, isn't it, at the moment?
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I don't know whether it'll be reopened by then. I don't think it will.
It's got to be open in August, hasn't it?
I'm not sure it will be. But either way, we probably won't find masses of time to go swimming once we're there. Whereas if we happen to be there, then we'd do that. But I guess we'll see. We can still move the train times and things. Once we know what we're doing to get down to London, then we'll make a decision on whether we go a bit earlier and things.
See, Claire said something that makes me sad. She says, we will never be able to recreate our 2017 trip. Character dining every day, Sequoia, and a lot of merch and Eurostar direct service. That's how I feel a bit these days.
I'm interested to see how our Disney World trip compares to the 2019 one. And we'll probably look back at the 2019 one and go,
we had it easy.
But you'll still love it, though.
Yeah, we will.
That's the thing to remember.
Speaking of Disney World, though, I wanted to get into this Kelfie question. It's just a quick one. He or she asked last week, will you be going to Universal? I just wanted to tackle that question. Because we don't plan to do it.
Not this time, we're not.
No, but for me personally, something like Universal, I'm just not bothered. They talk about the Disney bubble. I like to stay in the Disney bubble. I really do. And people say, what, you're going all that way and you're not going to Universal? It's like when people say, how many times have you been to Disneyland Paris and you haven't been to Paris? I've never been to Paris.
Haven't been to Park Asterisk?
No.
Asterisk.
But yeah, we've Lucy.
the thing is,
Lucy wants to go to.
I really do want to go, and every time I've priced up
Harry
a
Potter.
holiday, both the ones that have been cancelled and the ones we've gone on, I've always kind of, every time I've promised myself 3 days at Universal, and then factors.
3.
Yeah, and then factors have come in that have made me change my mind. And it's usually to do with, you buy, from the UK, you buy 14-day park tickets to Disney. So we only go for 14 days. So if you buy more tickets to Universal, then you're wasting 3 of the days that you've already paid for at Disney. And also you have to factor in the transport to get from 2 different sites. Even though we're doing split stays at Disney, we will get our luggage moved, we will get free transport between it, we will get all that. We use Disney transport. We genuinely don't leave the bubble. And just the thought of getting an Uber 20 minutes across town to go to somewhere else just feels like...
I mean, we have done that. We've been to the
outlets.
Some outlets and things,
Yeah.
which is nice to do.
So we do want to go to Universal. We're not anti-Universal, and people keep going, oh, it's amazing, you should go. It's even better. Some people say it's even better than Disney. It may be, but if Disney World didn't exist, we would not fly a 9-hour flight to go to Universal because we are Disney fans. That is what we are, you know.
It's interesting because when me and Laura talk about Walt Disney World and the possibility of going there, it's always going to be a big family trip, probably her side, not my side. And if we did go, that we'd get a villa somewhere, and then we would go to other places, and you can get you can get deals, can't you, where you get days for various different places and things. So
And get
I
busch
think
gardens
ultimately,
and all
exactly.
that.
So I think ultimately, when we do eventually do that, which we probably will at some point, that's what we would do. So we probably would go to Universal, but.
It's Claire's saying, will you guys be looking at the DVC Polynesian villas when they open? I know you love Polynesian, Lucy, so I was wondering this. I'll keep this one brief because this is the Disneyland Paris show. We might talk about stuff like this in the Patreon show when we could talk about anything Disney. The pricing is out, basically, because I'd always said I'd get 150 first, and then I needed 75 more points to get, I want 225 points. So the plan was get this, pay off that, and as soon as I've paid it off, buy 75 more. But the increase in price since I bought is ridiculous. Bearing in mind, it's been 15 months since I bought ours. So it's only just over a year. And during that 15 months, if I sold my contract now, I would have made $5,000 without even using it. They've gone up that much. And we're getting to the point where can I face for the 75 paying more than I paid for the 150? And I just don't know if I can. But we're staying at the Polynesian this time. And yes, I love it. It's like, it means a lot to me. And yes, I've looked at them. That's all I'll say. I just don't think we can. Which is tragic.
One bit of business more from me.
Go on.
I had this plan last week. I had this big plan. What I was going to say was, it was somebody's birthday. It had been somebody's birthday. And unfortunately, because generally that person would be the one that does the shout-outs, he couldn't really do a shout-out for himself. So I was going to get...
I will.
I was going to get Nicolas Cage to give you a happy birthday shout-out. This is my plan all along. So I'm just wondering, Lucy, whether you fancy giving you a happy birthday shout-out for me in the voice of Nicolas Cage.
Oh, no. Oh,
Good start. Oh, she's getting into it. I can feel it coming.
I'm playing the music.
Happy birthday to you from Nicolas Cage.
Happy birthday, happy birthday,
That's all you're getting.
birthday to you.
He's just his hang dog. His hang dog, isn't he?
Well, I saw an interview with him the other day.
And you think that's uncanny?
And I thought, I see where she was coming from now.
This is the worst birthday ever.
Oh, well, let me try and make that a little bit better with this terribly wrapped present. It's not wrapped at all.
It's in an entertainer bag.
One of them was almost going to be a Christmas present, and then it became not your Christmas present because it didn't arrive.
Just while you're looking at that, Stacey has said, just double checking, do we still need to reserve places for DLP still? If you have got undated tickets, and or annual passes, and you're not staying in Disneyland Hotel, yes. But if you're staying in Disneyland Hotel, you've already got dated tickets, then no, you don't.
This is the Star Wars The Life Day cookbook. I've got a Star Wars Wookiee cookie and other recipes cookbook, but this looks so much deeper.
Well, I was thinking there's some cocktails in the back of there.
Oh yeah. Oh.
And so when you're back, I don't know if they're alcohol ones actually or not alcohol ones.
Joe
but either way,
Blasto punch.
I thought these could be some good recipes to go in those tiki cups.
We could have a Sargent Snowcap
Yes.
or
Do you
a
know-
Scarif slush.
When we were in lockdown as a family, we did some themed days. This would have been a good theme,
Yeah.
Star Wars themed day.
It's
We could have
Bantha
done
milk hot chocolate. That looks delicious.
But
A winter warmer.
back in the day, we used to bring snacks for various different episodes of
Yeah,
the
yeah, we
classics, didn't we? And then we kind of fell out of that because
It's too much work.
and too much food as well. We
Yeah.
were eating all sorts of stupid stuff
And it
all the
would
time.
just be a podcast of us going,
But I like the idea of you making me some nice drinks from that book.
You like the idea of me making you some nice drinks. So the other one, oh
I thought you needed to complete the collection. That's what this is, Hugh.
yes. So what was the other one?
It was the Muppet Show album, and this is the Muppet Show album 2.
Oh yeah, I couldn't see the 2. I was like, wait, I'm sure I've got something like that. Yeah. So this is the follow up.
It actually opens.
such hits as Who, sung by Zelda and her singing owl. Happy Feet. Happy Feet.
I do that as a warm up in my prep tap class. That's the 5 and 6 year olds tap class.
I'm looking forward to listening to a sea chanty
Has it got? Has this one got?
with Link Hogthrob, Scooter Fuzzy, and Gonzo and Robin.
Is that the one that's got Babyface on it,
Babyface.
or is that on the other album?
Yes, yes, Babyface.
it's
That's
it's
on
the
here.
chickens. It's the chickens, and they go. I love it.
Thank you, Chris.
You're very welcome. I hope it's all right.
Lovely presents.
Happy birthday. Oh,
Yay.
we're way past unicorn time, you know.
I know.
We are, and we're going to do another show now. So if you are a member of our Patreon group, then you are going to get a special treat now. You're going to get 15 more minutes of us talking about anything we want to talk about. I'm going to see if I can convince you to push it to 20, because 15 doesn't
Oh,
seem
we might
much,
do
does
that.
it?
Yeah,
Might
I mean,
push it to
I'm easy.
20.
Let's just
It'll
talk
probably
and see
go
what
over.
happens.
We'll do it on a timer. So, Chris, do you want to tell them how they can do that?
Follow the link in the description.
Will it be live again? I don't know the answers to this.
It won't be live, no. So this will be put up at some point tomorrow as a video and hopefully as a podcast as well on Patreon. So you can access it directly on Patreon. If you've already set up, as a Patreon pal, if you've already set up the RSS feed for your podcast, then it will just automatically drop in as a podcast into your feed.
Do you want your entertainer bag back?
No, you're all right. You can keep it.
Thank you.
So if there's people in the chat now who are like, I need more Lucy Hugh and Chris. I need more Lucy Hugh and Chris.
I need more Nicolas Cage.
I need more Nicolas Cage. And they think I want to become a Patreon member right now. What do they do?
They follow the link in the description.
Follow the link.
and
£3 a
and
month.
follow the instructions. £3 a month, yeah, and all the money goes to doing clever stuff like getting these microphones and all that sort of stuff. We tell you this all the time, don't we?
Keeping the lights on.
Lights, green screens, things like that. I bust a bulb. We had to buy a new bulb.
We did. And I've mentioned briefly before, but when we get to 1,000 subscribers, we're going to do a giveaway. I think Hugh might be going to do another drawing. I think he suggested he'll do a drawing again for somebody.
Do a drawing for someone.
And we'll have a look and see what other bits and bats we can pull together. But we'll give details of how we'll draw that nearer the time, because I don't think we can do it based on the people who have subscribed. So it's more likely to need to be something that you sign up to or something. I don't know. We'll work it out. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it all out.
Yeah.
Forget about it.
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you very much, guys. You've been fantastic. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. You probably have already if you're here watching this. And we will see you next week at 8:30 again. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Nicolas Cage.